Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. Big news today that I want to break down for you guys. Before we jump into it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Earlier today, I uploaded my interview with Alex Pruden, who's the Chief Operating Officer at Aleo. They're building some really cool crypto privacy solutions. They are backed by Andreessen Horowitz, A16Z. Alex worked at A16Z as well. So be sure to check out that interview. I'll leave a link in the description. This content is brought to you by Algorand, which is building the future of finance. Algorand is getting significant adoption and investments. If you would like to learn more, please visit algorand.com. Now, if we look at the crypto market here, Bitcoin back over $38,000. We're seeing some green, nothing major, nothing to call home about, just a 3 to 4% gain. And on the weekly chart, we see a green candle being formed here for this week. So as I said in my last video, this has to prove itself. I need to see more. This could easily be a fake out like what we saw in the summer of 2021. Bitcoin had bottomed. It started working its way up. We saw some green candles 3 weeks in a row. And then, boom, the price went down. Same thing can happen here. But nevertheless, it's just a matter of being patient, right? And letting this respective market cycle on the micro level play out, build support levels. And I believe Bitcoin will retrace, go to 55 to 58K, start its correction, then alt season will start. Some are saying Bitcoin will continue to move upwards, though, and go to new all-time highs. Those two scenarios are at play. I don't know which one will come to fruition. At this point, we are in a wait and see status. So just giving you updates there, guys. That's pretty much what's going on. We just got to be patient. Now, I've been telling you guys about the stock market and crypto having a high correlation. If we look at the S&P 500 index on the weekly chart, green candles forming as well, moving in the same pattern as crypto. I don't know what to make of this, but we'll just have to wait and see as more data comes out to see what is happening here. It could be because of all the institutions here now. They are deleveraging, they are de-risking at the same time, and that includes both stocks and crypto. So that, I think, is what's happening. Now, Will Clement, a great on-chain analyst, shared the following. Bitcoin is currently in the fourth most oversold in its history, according to the dormancy flow. Dollar cost averaging, also known as DCA, more heavily into this area is probably the best approach for the long-term investor. So what is he saying? Well, this is one of those periods in Bitcoin's history where it's a great accumulation zone. Based on the data and trends, these respective accumulation zones have happened before. And if you have a long-term outlook, macro view, this could pay off very well. And that is the case with altcoins as well. Now, depending on the altcoins, look, some altcoins are going crazy, right? We saw Luna and others that were just moving on their own. But in general, the majority of altcoins, most of them are in a corrective state because they follow Bitcoin's move. So this is a great accumulation zone. Now, this is not financial or investment advice. You should do your own research. Personally, I am accumulating. I have a long-term view. I'm not accumulating and then all of a sudden in the next 2 months, I'm going to be crying because the price went lower. I've been accumulating for years and I'm already in the green when it comes to my returns from my previous purchases years ago. So I'm already up. If you're now, if you bought the 60,000, 69,000 range, you may say, oh man, this is painful, but just be patient. The price will eventually increase because we are seeing growth on all aspects of this crypto market, adoption, investment, and so forth. But the question always comes back to, are you patient? And most people are looking for fast money. Most people have the lottery mindset. That's not how you invest, right? And that is why I've said many times, institutional money historically, they have majority of the time beat out retail investors because they're more patient. Retail moves by emotions. They're not patient. They think if a price of something goes down, they need to dump right away. And that is the wrong mindset. If you just wait and buy the dip and dollar cost average and have a macro view, you will be fine. So just some things to think about, especially for those of you who are new to the market. Now, Here's what President Bukele of El Salvador tweeted out today, which I thought was interesting. There are more than 50 million millionaires in the world. Imagine when each one of them decides they should own at least one Bitcoin, but there will ever only be 21 million Bitcoin, not enough for even half of them. A gigantic price increase is just a matter of time. He's right, but it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So he's saying it's just a matter of time. Some people might say, oh, you mean this year? It may not be this year. It might be 3 years from now. Just got to have the macro level view. Now, could it happen this year? Of course. Well, no one knows what the future holds. We don't know if that will happen this year, but I would say there is a strong likelihood it could, given that we're still in the bull market cycle. Now, moving ahead, here's the big news. Meta, aka Facebook, joins Crypto Open Patent Alliance board, effectively allowing anyone to use its crypto patents. The Crypto Open Patent Alliance was founded by Block and consists of over 30 members, including MicroStrategy, Crack, and Uniswap Chain Code Labs. So this is interesting news. And let me read for you what Mark Zuckerberg posted on his Facebook page. He said the metaverse should be more interoperable and open than any computing platform before. Meta is proud to join the Crypto Open Patent Alliance to make our crypto patents available for anyone to use so we can all build this future together. Very interesting, my friends. We just heard that DM was pretty much getting sunsetted, right? It's done. The regulatory pressure kind of really stopped them in the tracks. The headwinds from Washington, D.C. really railroaded, threw them off the track, guys. But the fact that they're opening up the patents, the years of research, the years of development from some very smart people like David Marcus and so forth, they're not saying, hey, here, crypto industry, here are the patents. Very bullish news. And Facebook's got a lot of money, a lot of talent, a lot of power, obviously. So this is great that they're, coming in and they're pretty much saying, here's our stuff, guys. Here's our research. You can use it if you want. Huge and very bullish, in my opinion. Now, let's move ahead. The next big news, NFL to create crypto and NFT partnerships according to job posting. Of course they are. We've been seeing the NBA and other sports leagues. They've been doing massive crypto adoption and marketing, right? Just recently, LeBron James partnered with crypto.com. Obviously, LeBron James is the biggest NBA superstar in the game right now. And the NBA has been partnering with crypto companies. We saw crypto.com bought the naming rights to the Lakers arena. FTX Exchange bought the naming rights to Miami Heat arena. So we're seeing lots of capital being deployed, lots of partnerships, a lot of adoption. So the NFL, they're going to do some partnerships as well. They'll probably start accepting crypto. And we know the Super Bowl is a couple weeks or 3 weeks away. And we are expecting, I'm at least expecting a Super Bowl crypto commercial. And we may see more than one. I think crypto.com is going to do one. They've been deploying ridiculous amounts of capital into marketing. And this is the mass marketing I've been telling you guys for years. My OG subscribers and listeners, I've been talking about this for years. I got the receipts, I got the videos. We've talked about the billions, and now it's going to head into the trillions when you total it up. So very bullish. And, this is coming from a job listing on LinkedIn from the folks at the NFL. And the title of the position is Senior Manager of Content Partnerships. And the entire description is full with NFT and crypto verbiage and partnerships and yada, yada. Very bullish news, my friends. Now, speaking of bullish, Fidelity Digital Assets, obviously owned by Fidelity, which has trillions of dollars of assets under management. They tweeted out the following today. Our latest piece argues that Bitcoin's first technological breakthrough wasn't as superior payment technology, but as a superior form of money. As a monetary good, Bitcoin should be considered separately from other digital assets. Wow, bullish statements. And this is from their new research paper that they published. And I agree with them. Bitcoin is more of a store of value digital gold. That's why it's being compared to gold, and certainly better than gold. Not to poo-poo gold. Gold is great. It was a store of value for hundreds of years, thousands, right? And it should still be in your portfolio if you have it. But Bitcoin is just better, obviously, because of the technological advances we've had. And the principles of gold are, they mirror that of gold, but they're much more enhanced and much more accurate. Like the finite supply, the hard cap, the divisibility, the transportability, and so forth. So this is very bullish statements from Fidelity, guys. They carry a lot of weight, a lot of brand recognition, a lot of trust. So I like this, guys, and you're going to see more institutions of their caliber come out and talk about it as well. Now, FTX exchange, Sam Bankman-Fried, this man is rolling in dough right now. Well, they were valued at $18 billion in July of 2021. Today, literally like 7 months later, its valuation has almost doubled at $32 billion. They just did another funding round. I think it was $400 million, huge investments. Now, I pose the same question or thought to you that I often do when it comes to mergers, acquisitions, and investments. The people who are investing in these companies, they're not investing to lose money. They're looking for a return on their investment. Now, crypto exchanges and crypto companies, how are they going to grow and make money and give that return? Higher prices, more adoption, right? Price is a huge incentive for adoption of crypto and people investing in it. So do you think they're expecting lower prices? No. They're expecting higher prices. Do you get it? Do you understand what's happening here, my friends? Look at the amount of capital being invested in this crypto asset class. It's what Kevin O'Leary has often said, the picks and shovels. They're buying the assets specifically, yes, but they're also investing in the picks and shovels. So that's like in the gold rush, you went and started a business, or you were investing in a business of giving people the pickaxe, the shovels, the gold cipher pan, the gold pan, or whatever it's called. You're supplying that to the market and the people were buying it, right? So if there wasn't any more gold, well, you wouldn't go invest, right? And build these companies out and so forth, because there wouldn't be any demand for it. Get it, guys? See what's happening here? This is why I'm bullish. And this is why I have a macro level view. I don't care if the price drops next week, and it's painful. I hate looking at my portfolio when it does, but I know what is coming when I see all of these big moves from even these traditional investors, many who were anti-crypto years ago now are all in. Makes me so bullish. Now, speaking of adoption, Las Vegas Strip Club Crazy Horse 3 is accepting Bitcoin for lap dances and tips. This is being reported by TMZ, of course, TMZ. But, on its face, it's funny. It's everybody makes a joke and so forth. But guys, this is bullish news. Go back to the early days of the internet. One of the catalysts that spurred adoption of the internet was adult content on the web, and that drove users to go on the internet, right? And the fact that crypto is getting adopted on all fronts, and it could be in the adult content industry or adult entertainment industry. Guys, whether you like it or you hate it or whatever, this is part of our civilization, our society, and it always has been in one form or the other. And the fact that they're doing this, guys, this makes me so bullish. And, just seeing it on all aspects, all avenues, all paths of society. Crypto is here to stay. It is seeping into all aspects of society. It's amazing what's taking place. Now, Thailand removes plans to tax Bitcoin and crypto transactions. This is being reported by the Financial Times. They did a 180. They were coming out with a heavy hand and a stupid proposal, but of course they're getting pushback. And all these countries and politicians who are anti-crypto and trying to go against it, they're going to get exposed. They're going to come under a lot of pressure. So the decision came after Thai authorities received pushback from traders in one of South Southeast Asia's biggest markets for digital currencies. But one thing I want to call out, it's not so much the retail people complaining. That's a part of it. But trust me when I tell you, it's the big heavy hitters. It's the hedge funds. It's the investment firms, many of who are buddies with politicians and regulators, many of who donate to politicians and regulators. Once they speak and say, hey, whatever politician name, what are you doing? You know, we trade crypto and so forth. You can't tax this. What are you doing? They will listen to that versus you, trying to call them up. Now, yes, there's power in the masses in the crowd. And we saw that with crypto, with the infrastructure bill and so forth. But trust me when I tell you, the words of the corporate hedge fund guys, the millionaires, billionaires who deal with these folks and once again, give campaign donations, they have a lot of influence. So the great thing about those folks being here is they are pushing back. Now, this is happening in the United States too. We got some great news from Congressman Ted Budd, who tweeted out, glad to see that the damaging anti-crypto provision in the Competes Act will be changed. Public input is essential before implementing drastic regulations. So this is not completely done, but it's a pushback and being heard. And it looks like the Democrat who's responsible for this, he is now backtracking. So this is the respective rule in the China Competitiveness Act, or whatever it's called, that would allow the Treasury to halt payments and freeze accounts with centralized authority. So for example, if you have an account with Coinbase and you were sending crypto to some country or whatever they didn't like, let's say, I don't know, Russia or something, I'm just giving an example, the Treasury could say, oh, let's stop that. Coinbase, stop that, halt that, reverse that transaction. That is not authority they should have. So the headline reads here from Politico, crypto advocates score win as Himes reverses ransomware safeguard. The section at issue would expand the Treasury Department's authority to monitor and freeze accounts at financial institutions. So he backtracked. He's now sending out an amendment and trying to get this reversed. But once again, it is not, signed or whatever. I do think it will be, but guys, this is great. This is great. This is why keep tweeting, keep emailing, keep calling, keep making videos. Your voices, your pressure, and the bad optics that these guys are going to get, because they know everybody sees everything now online, Twitter, social media, YouTube. So keep putting out the content, calling these people out who are anti-crypto. This is a great win. Still has to be fully executed, but this is great. Ron Hammond from the Blockchain Association, who I interviewed not too long ago. If you haven't seen that interview, be sure to check it out. The link will be in the description. He gave some great updates. I'm not going to read through everything because it's pretty long, but he said this week in Congress and crypto, we are already starting to see that February is going to be another busy month in DC for crypto policy. There are a lot of events happening and more to be announced in the coming weeks. But here's what we are looking at. Said one, immediately happening right now is the Treasury amendment in the America Competes Act. So one I just talked about. While I'm confident the due process section will be altered, the question remains if there will be a compromise or complete strike of the bad section. This is still developing, so stay tuned. Once again, like I said, I don't think they're gonna do this wrong. I think they've got the pressure now, bad optics, and more people are speaking out. So this is good. He said on February 8th, the House Financial Services Committee will have their second full committee hearing on stablecoins and the presidential working group. Interestingly, the only witness announced so far is Nellie Liang. This will be fairly substantive and in-depth hearing. He says on February 15th, the Senate Banking Committee will have a hearing on stablecoins similar to the House. The Senate tends to loop in CBDCs more than the House in these conversations. Senator Pat Toomey earlier put out his views on a regulatory framework for stablecoins. By the way, I'm working on an interview with Senator Pat Toomey, so make sure you subscribe, guys. There are rumors that the Biden administration will unveil an executive order on crypto. In our conversations with the White House staff, this isn't going to be as substantial as many people think. The agencies are working on crypto, but this is an attempt to work better together. That's good news. Remember, Ron has his ears to the ground in DC. He's talking to regulars, politicians, and representatives, and yada, yada. Well, he's saying, look, the big scare about this Biden executive order is not much. And I think it's going to be him just saying, hey, FinCEN, SEC, CFTC, and all you folks, start working together, start researching, and let's get this right. Now, I'm hoping there's some very pro-crypto positive language in that executive order. For example, hey, we want the United States to be the leader in crypto. Something like that comes out, man, that'll be great for the market. It'll be timely news to work with, the charts and the technical analysis of Bitcoin's retracement and alt season. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm hoping Biden gets this right. He doesn't, he doesn't fail on this aspect. He has the opportunity to greenlight this asset class and technology the same way under Bill Clinton, and all politics aside, I'm not talking politics, but just who was in office, Bill Clinton did in the 90s. This would be huge. So Ron continues, but it's a lot to read through. So guys, make sure you follow Ron on Twitter. Now look at this. The SEC approves first national blockchain-powered Boston Security Token Exchange. The Boston Security Token Exchange has been cleared to begin offering pricing and market data built on blockchain technology. Now, someone called out something very interesting today. The CEO of this exchange is Alan Konevsky. Who is Alan Konevsky? Well, he was the T0 interim CEO, but guess where he worked before? Goldman Sachs. Oh, you mean Goldman Gary is helping his buddies? Of course, we've been talking about this. This guy, Gary Gensler, is a puppet for the banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citi, and so forth. So this is why he's been trying to roadblock crypto exchanges, crypto lending, cryptocurrency projects, and giving the green light to his his traditional financial buddies, the incumbents, which they know they're getting disrupted. So they got this guy Gensler as a puppet, and he's trying to slow things down as much as possible. Now, Travis Kling, who's a equities portfolio manager in the crypto market, he tweeted out the following today, and I thought this was great. He said the SEC let a SPAC take backed public and then crash 91% in 3 months, but we can't have a Bitcoin spot ETF. You see the blatant hypocrisy of the SEC, but Gensler knows, they know if they approve that Bitcoin spot ETF, right, before his buddies get in, the money will leave the banks and go straight into these Bitcoin ETFs and so forth. And that is the part of the disruption that's happening. So he's trying to slow it down. He's not approving things. He's being a hypocrite. He's lying, covering up for Jay Clayton, William Hinman. He knows what he's doing. And that's why we got to keep tweeting, emailing, phone calls, videos, put the pressure. He's having a PR nightmare right now, by the way, especially with retail investors. And we got to keep at it, guys. Put the pressure. Politicians are seeing what's happening. So the more we keep our voices louder and keep going after him, the more we will get the attention of reporters and other politicians who will then, they know if they see a crowd of people, a mob, so to speak, who are focused on an issue, they will try to back that up. And the media will cover it, of course, because there's a mass amount of people behind it, right? It will carry weight. So that will put pressure on Gensler. Now, check this out. Sheila Warren, who was part of the World Economic Forum and leading their crypto research and so forth, and I interviewed her on the channel, she joined as the CEO of the Crypto Council for Innovation. So this is great. Says, they tweeted out, "We're honored to announce Sheila Warren as the new CEO of CCI. Sheila will lead us in demonstrating and communicating the transformational promise of crypto to policymakers, regulators, and people around the globe." So that's awesome. Congrats to Sheila. And if you haven't seen my interview with her, I'll put a link in the description. Now, Solana wallet Phantom raises $109 million in the new funding, launches iOS app. Guys, Solana has been on the rise, looking to compete with Ethereum, getting adoption. And look at the capital being invested, my friends. Look at the capital. You total all the money that's being invested so far, and it's in the trillions already, man. It's crazy. Some of these Some of these companies are raising billions easily. So this is pretty big, and this is their Series B funding. So they've already had a Series A. Huge adoption news, huge investments happening. Now, MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor are hosting Bitcoin for Corporations Part 2. This is taking place this week on Wednesday, February 2nd. Remember, Michael Saylor convinced Elon Musk to put Bitcoin on Tesla's balance sheet. And I interviewed Michael Saylor last year when he first launched the Bitcoin for Corporations. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link in the description. This is really big and bullish, in my opinion. Opens the door for the rest of the crypto market. It starts with Bitcoin, but this is important. He's providing a lot of financial education to these companies as to how they can put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Finally, Rosalind Layton, who's been covering the SEC Ripple lawsuit, she tweeted out the following at the White House. By the way, she tagged the White House. The White House should reconsider reported cryptocurrency executive order, which blesses hypocrisy from the SEC enforcement. That's a statement right there. And the title of her article, The Meaning of We at the SEC. And we've been covering this. This is the hypocrisy of Jay Clayton, William Hinman, and the folks at the SEC. William Hinman put out the Ethereum free pass saying it's not a security. Jay Clayton, Commissioner Jackson, others went out saying it was gospel. Check it out. This is how we look at it. This is how we look at the market. Now they're trying to backtrack and do a 180. Gary Gensler's covering up for them. And they're really trying to stonewall the rest of the crypto market. And obviously Ripple and XRP, which was at one point, XRP was in number 2 spot. It was battling Ethereum. I think this was a coordinated attack because William Hinman, Jay Clayton, look at where they went to work. Obviously, Hinman getting $15 million from Simpson Thatcher, heavily invested in Ethereum and so forth. Big time hypocrisy. Now they're trying to say Hinman's speech was BS, that he was drunk. He was the crazy uncle at the time. He was on drugs. Don't listen to him. We don't know anything about him. I don't remember that speech. Well, once again, at that time, it was gospel. It was covered. Industry leaders were using that framework as guidance. Now, Gensler is trying to backtrack. Pathetic liars. I can't believe this is where my tax dollars go to. These people are pathetic. And I hope, soon we get a resolution here. I want Ripple to win. I believe Ripple will win. It will help give the rest of the crypto market ammo. And hopefully Biden, in his executive order, comes out with something that can help pull in the reins of the SEC and Gensler, because this is unbelievable. Whether you're invested in crypto or not, this is a government agency that is being bribed and bought and compromised. That is so wrong on many levels, right? Remember, if you're an United States citizen resident, your tax dollars are going towards this corruption. This is pathetic. And I'm glad folks like Rosalind and the media and the folks at Fox Business are covering this, and they are taking a look at it and exposing it, calling for what it is. It's hypocrisy. So guys, let me know what you think about this news. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.